Hi guys, hi Himashri, hi Rayan. You guys have joined, we're waiting for others to join. Meanwhile, hey there, how are you both doing? I'll repeat. Hi Himashri, hi Rayan, how are you guys doing? You can just type it in the chat box so that I know you're here and so that we can have a conversation. Meanwhile, when others join, are you doing well? I'm glad to know that you're doing good, Rayan, and I'm doing well too. Thank you so much for asking. What about Himashri? Also, Rayan, could you tell me which grade you are in? I'm guessing that this is your first masterclass with us. So, first of all, very welcome. Hope you have an amazing session with us. And also, if you could let me know which grade you are in. See an answer from you guys. Banothu has joined. Hi, Banothu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. What's up? This is your second masterclass. All right, Rehan. Well, good to know. Banothu, you raised your hand. Guessing that is to tell me that you're here. So, hey there. How are you doing? Also, meanwhile, you guys have any questions regarding SETs, regarding your universities or like your college applications and stuff, please go ahead and ask the questions. I'll be able to answer them for you. If you have any questions at all, whatever pops up in your head. I'll give you a second to type down your questions if you have any. I'm doing good, Banutu. How are you doing? Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing? You're doing well. All right. Banutu, could you tell me which grade you are in since this is your first masterclass? I would like to know more about you. Eating. Oh, okay. Banutu, could you tell me which grade you are in or if you've joined the masterclass for your SETs? Okay. Meanwhile, what about Hemashri and hi Preeti? I see you've just joined. Hey there, both of you. How are you all doing? Preeti's also raised your hand. Right. Preeti, could you type it in the chat box if you're here? Hey Mayank, how are you guys doing? Guys, if you're not ready to have a conversation with me, how am I supposed to like understand your queries or like, answer your questions and move forward? Good afternoon, Preeti. Hey, Himashi. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. Guys, quickly, could you tell me which grade you're studying in, Preeti and Himashi? Since you've joined the masterclass, I'm guessing that you're planning to give your SETs. So just let me know which grade you all are in. And Mayank and Ritu has joined. Hey there, guys. What's up with you all? Banutu, you're asking how to talk with you. Normally, not sure how to answer this question. We can talk about SETs, college applications, stuff. Hello, Mayank. I'm doing good. How are you? And you've written you're doing well. So glad to know that. Okay, so this is how we can take it up. Either if you all have any questions regarding SATs, regarding your universities, if you're planning, your future or your career, you've planned in a certain university, or you don't know what to do about the college procedures or college applications, or how to go further with the SATs, you all can type it in the chat box if you have any questions regarding that, and I'll be able to take up those questions and answer them, or I could be asking you questions. So let me know what you all want to do, and I'll give you all 10 seconds to type down your questions. Yeah, man, go ahead, whatever the question is. And meanwhile, we'll be starting the master classes in around 8 minutes. Mayank, you can go ahead and type down your question. But also my name is Umayman Hussain. What about the rest of you all? Preeti, Ritu, Himashi, you guys have no doubts? You all have no questions? Okay, since you all don't have a question, okay, one second. I want to do SCT act as need, like in India. You're saying that you want to pursue medical. Okay, so here's the thing. SCT can be taken up by a lot of universities that do register medical students. Like, Harvard Medical also accepts SCT scores. But, as far as my knowledge goes, there's no particular entrance exam for medical. There's just like, there's IELTS, there's TOEFL, and there's SCT, and there is ACT, or there are AP exams for abroad education. So as far as my knowledge goes, SCT should be suffice. So yeah. Ritu is NTSE syllabus SCT. Ritu, SCT has its own pattern of syllabus with a few of the syllabus that belongs to CBSE, IGSE board as well. It belongs to, like, SCT is not just about one particular syllabus. It's basically an overall view of all of the logics and concepts that you learn at school and how you can apply them. There is a particular syllabus that's set for SCT, and there are particular topics that SCT Math and SCT English take up forward. And I think in today's masterclass, ma'am will also brush up upon what entails in SCT Math syllabus. And there's a syllabus for SCT English as well. But in particular, if you're asking NTSE, I'm not sure if that's the exact syllabus of SCT. It has its own syllabus. What's the syllabus of SCT? Himashri, so for math, there are two sections, one for calculator and the other one is a non-calculator section. Each of the sections have different topics of the syllabus, and in English also you have two sections. One is the reading section and the other one is the verbal section. So basically in today's masterclass, today is a math masterclass, so ma'am will be able to take up your question about the syllabus of SCT Math. And if you want to get to know in detail the syllabus of SCT English, I would suggest that you join our English masterclasses that happen on Monday and Wednesday. So that'll give you a brief idea of what the exact syllabus of SCT is. I hope I was clear. Any further questions you all have? Who's on the... Yeah. Any further questions, guys? Please go. Does the math syllabus have derivatives? Mayank, no. As far as I know the syllabus, I don't think that we have derivatives in SCT Math, but I think Sangeeta ma'am will also be able to take up this question in the masterclass further. Yeah. Procedure of examination. All right, so what's the procedure for examination, Himashi? First of all, you have to go to the College Board website. You have to register for yourself. And SCT is an offline exam, so you'll have to go choose a particular center that's near your area, and you have to go to the center to write the exam. There are divisions in the exam. The total exam is only for 3 hours, but then you'll have a break between sections. First, SCT Math section, like I said, there are two sections to it. There are particular questions. There is a time limit further. 1 second, I'll let you know the time limit as well, since I am at this question. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, so SCT is divided into 4 sections. 2 major sections is English and Math, and English and Math both have 800 scores for both of the sections. In English, you're going to have 52 questions that is going to last for 65 minutes. And you're also going to have a writing section in English, which is going to last for 35 minutes. And then you come to the Math section. So Math has 2 sections, no calculator section and a calculator section. So the no calculator section is for 55 minutes and the calculator section is for 25 minutes. So that's how the exam is based. And after the 3 hours, you'll be able to go back home. But that's the procedure. Register yourself on the College Board website, choose your venue near to your location. It's an offline exam, prepare for your examination and give it, and all the very best for it as well. So yeah. If you are willing to know the detailed procedure of the examination, I think that's exactly what it entails. I hope I answered it. Mayank, will trigonometry be there? Some part of trigonometry, yes, Mayank, is a part of SAT math. Is there any qualification for the exam? No, Himashi, there is no eligibility criteria for SATs. Absolutely anyone can write SATs, no matter their age limit as well. You don't have to have any qualifications as well. And SAT scores are valid for 5 years. So, for the next, even if you write your SAT exams, Himashi, could you tell me which grade you are in? So, I was giving an example, like even if you write your SATs in 9th or 10th, they are going to be valid for the next 5 years. So you can obviously take them up in your undergraduate college admissions. And we advise students like the better it is for you to start earlier. So it does help. Like there is a lot of advantage because college applications are also about like your entire profile. So you can also focus on the other things. And of course, you have other exams to give as well as other extracurriculars to focus on as well if you're looking for profile development. So yeah. Vinuthu, you're in 10th standard. So now is the perfect time to start giving your SATs. 10th standard is like has some of the portion that does come in SAT. So yeah, it's the perfect time to start giving your SATs. And Mayank is saying you're in 12th standard. So Mayank, I think it's high time that you actually start preparing for SATs and start giving your attempt this year itself, because SAT is for undergraduate courses. Himashri, you already have a BCom degree. All right. So Himashri, SATs are basically entrance exams for undergraduate course studies abroad. It's going to help you get admissions only for undergraduate courses. If you have already finished your undergraduate course, I'm not sure if SAT is going to help you in your applications or admissions. But there's no as such qualification required to take the exam. Hope I was clear. Meanwhile, are there any other questions, guys? We'll be starting our masterclasses in 1 minute. Also, to everyone who's joined, I think a lot of participants have joined. Hey there, guys. Hope you all, hope you all are well. And if you all have any questions regarding your college admissions or SATs, you can go ahead and ask it in the chat box. Okay. It's 4. So I think it's time that we start our masterclasses. Ma'am, if you could please move forward to the introduction slide. Yes. Thank you. And any other further questions that you all have, these questions can be taken up at the end of the masterclass. So since it's 4, let's start. So welcome everyone to our math masterclass today. With more than 5 years of teaching experience in SAT, we have Sangeeta ma'am here with us today, and she has taught around 5,000 students and helped them in their pursuit of achieving their dream university. She has more than a decade of experience in education and has worked with most of the leading education companies in India and has experience across all exams, whether it be SAT, GRE, GMAT, CAT, Bank PO, and many more. At Leap Scholar, she's a trainer for ICT Math, and right from building your basics to your major concepts to giving you tips and tricks on how to crack SAT Math, she is here to make sure that you have a perfect score of 800. She ensures an enriched learning experience, and today she is here to give you a glimpse of everything I've just mentioned about her. So with this, I welcome you, ma'am, and hope you guys have an amazing evening with us today.
Thank you, Ume. Thank you so much for your introduction. Hi, everyone. A very good evening to everyone. Am I audible? Type in the chat box. Yes, no. Am I audible? Is my voice is clear?
From my end, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Ume. Thank you, guys. Yes. Okay. So before we start today's session, I would like to tell you what are we going to cover in today's session. That is the plan for the day. So first, we are going to discuss about exam structure. I just saw many of you are asking question to Ume about what will be there in SAT. So don't worry about that, guys. I'm going to cover in detail what will be there in SAT. Okay, then upcoming SAT test dates of this year. And then we are starting today's math session. So first I will start with the quiz. It is kind of a warm-up exercise for the topic which we are discussing for the today's session. Okay, so then once we finish the session, we are going to give the course details, and there is a surprise at the end. So to know what is the surprise, please stay tuned till the end. And this is very, very important regarding your SAT exam. It is one of the important factor you need to know if you guys are preparing for SAT exam. Okay. Hi, Malam. I am doing good. How are you? Thanks for asking. Okay, let's start with exam structure here. So as Umesh said, yes, we have two sections in SAT. Main two subjects are tested in SAT. One is English, another one is math. Okay, so many of the students are confused about essay part. Like essay used to be there, but now it is removed. So there is no essay in SAT exam. Only English and math subjects are tested. In English, again, you have two sections. One is reading, another one is writing and language. You start your test with reading, which is 65 minutes long, and 52 multiple choice questions will be there. So once you finish the first section, which is reading, you get 10 minutes of break. Okay, so once you finish this 10 minutes of break, then only they will allow you to take up this second section, which is writing and language, which is going to be not that long session, 35 minutes and 44 multiple choice questions you will have. So after immediately second, you will move to the third one. There is no break in between second and third section. So from third section, you start math, which is a no calculator, means you are not supposed to use calculator for these questions in the SAT for these questions in math. Okay, so it is 25 minutes long and you will have 15 plus 5 question. Why it is 15 plus 5? Because 15 question are multiple choice question where you will have 4 options A to D, and 5 are grid-in. Grid-in means you will not be having any options. They just provide the box like this and you have to enter your answer in the given box. Okay, that is called grid-in. Now you finish third section. Now you will get a break of 5 minutes after third section before you go to the fourth one. Fourth one is again a calculator math section. In this section, you can use calculator, which is 55 minutes long, and you have 30 plus 8. That is 30 multiple choice and 8 grid-in questions you will have. So this is how the SAT exam structure is. Now coming to the syllabus of SAT. So I have seen many of you are talking about SAT syllabus. So since today is the math session, I would like to tell what will be there in SAT math. Okay, so whatever you guys have studied in your school, that is your algebra, arithmetic, in algebra, linear equation, quadratic equation, or inequalities, all those basic concepts will be tested in algebra. Apart from that, we have arithmetic, we have geometry, and yes, we have trigonometry. And in trigonometry, they ask very basic things like trigonometric trigonometric ratio questions, or converting radians into degrees or degrees into radians. Those kind of questions will be there, and which are very basic question, or some sine and cosine rule they will ask. Okay, so if you ask me, apart from this, one more thing I forgot to tell, data analysis question means chart based questions will also be there, like your table chart, circle, or other graph based questions will be there. Okay, so if you observe, whatever you guys are going to study till 10th standard, all that math is going to ask in SAT. Okay, so in out of these concepts or these topic, if you ask me which carries the more weightage, it is algebra. Algebra carries 33% of overall math questions are from algebra only. Okay, then next important one is arithmetic, which is around approximately 28%. Okay, so this is the math syllabus of SAT. Malam, which is included in general vocabulary. Malam, about the English, syllabus or the queries. I think in tomorrow's session we have an English masterclass, so you can attend that and ask about the English syllabus. I think the trainer is going to tell you in detail. Okay. So this is about SAT exam structure and the syllabus of SAT. And now coming to SAT test dates. So 2022, we have 5 times SAT happening in India. That is, one was in March. It got over in March 12th. One is in May 7th, which is tomorrow. Okay, so then after May, we have one in August 27th and October 1st and December 3rd. So these are the 5 times SAT is going to happen. If anyone wants to register, you have to go to official website of SAT. What is the official website of SAT? Can anyone know? Type it in the chat box. What is the official website of SAT? Where I have to go and register for SAT? Anyone know? Type in. Very good, Pushpak. It is College Board. College Board are the owners of the SAT exam. Okay. So if anyone wants to register for SAT exam, you have to go to College Board, and you have to create an account for that. It's a free account you can create, and then you can register for your exam. So to register your exam, you have to pay a fee, which is $104, somewhere between 7K to 8K in Indian rupees. Okay. Thank you, Malam. Next is the quiz time. Okay. Hope all of you have pen and paper with you. Please, if not, please take pen and paper with you, because today is a math session and we are going to work on some very interesting questions. All of you have pen and paper? Okay, I hope all of you have pen and paper. So here I have two questions, okay? And I'm going to give you some 30 seconds. You have to answer those two questions in 30 seconds. It is just like a warm-up exercise. So basic idea it is going to give these two questions, okay? Then we will solve the SAT level questions. So here are the questions. You got, let's say 40 seconds, I'll give 10 seconds extra, okay? So all of you, I want everyone to answer this. While you are replying, please reply to host and panelists. Don't reply to everyone, because others will be solving, so they get distracted. Amalam, reply to host and panelists. Don't reply to everyone. And solve both the question and then post it. Don't rush through. These questions are very simple. These questions will give you the idea of basic linear and exponents concepts. Utkarsh, Utkarsh, reply to host and panelist, and it is the answer for which one? I have two questions here. Question number 1, question number 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. This is question number 1 and this is question number 2. Mohammed, I assume you answered for the first question. If so, then it is right. Others, please. Hemashri, you're right. Hemashri, you got it wrong. Mayank, you're right. Malam, you're right. Samskriti, yes, you got both right. Mayank, second one is wrong, Mayank. Please check it. Utkarsh, no. Check it. Okay, time up. Let me announce the answer. Okay, stop working and pay attention, all of you. Stop working and pay attention. So first question, the answer is, it is going to be A. And the second question answer is going to be D. Okay, so I'll explain why it is A and why it is D. Before that, you have to learn one simple basic thing about linear and exponential. So that is what I'm going to explain here. Please pay attention, everyone. Linear and exponential. Okay, so what is meant by linear, guys? Type in quickly in simple word or in one word if you say also fine. What is meant by linear? Quickly. What do you understand by the word linear? Degree 1, correct. Correct, Mayank. Any other answers? Okay, so linear equation means we can define in different terms. So as Mayank said, any equation, any algebraic equation, where you see the degree 1 means the highest power of the variables are going to be 1. It is called linear equation. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about linear and exponential word problems. So let us understand in the point of word problems, how we define linear and exponential. Linear is nothing but the change, the growth is happening by adding or subtracting something, by adding a constant number or by subtracting a constant number. That is how we define linear, equation. Exponential, it is the growth you define in terms of multiplying or dividing. Okay, it's simple word, you can understand this way. Linear is adding or subtracting a constant term. That is how do you define linear equation. Exponential is multiplication or division. That's why in word problem SAT, we usually use this y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. So y is equal to m. Hope I am audible now, Mayank. Y is equal to mx plus b is also a linear equation. It is in fact equation of a line on the plane. Okay, so here in word problem SAT, we usually use this linear equation to prepare the question, or the most of the question will come on this form. Okay, first you need to understand what is m here, guys. I think most of you are familiar with this one, right? Y is equal to mx plus b. What m represents here? What m represents here? Anyone know? Type in quickly. Slope. Very good, Muhammad. It is representing slope. What is b representing? What is b representing? Anyone? Sometimes we also write mx plus c also. C or b, both are fine. Okay. It is intercept. What intercept it is? It is y-intercept. Okay. So this is how we defined graphically. But when you are defining with word problems, m is representing changing amount. M is representing changing amount. B is representing, which is nothing but y-intercept is representing initial amount. Okay. Initial amount. So you will understand this clearly once we start with the question, but now understand M is representing changing amount, B is representing initial amount. So because we are talking about linear growth or decay. Okay. Similarly, exponential are A into B to the power of X, where A is the, what A is going to be here? Can anyone tell me? A is going to be the initial amount or changing amount? A is going to be initial amount here. Okay. A is going to be initial amount, nothing but your y-intercept. But B is not slope here. It is just called as changing amount. Okay. So please, all of you take the screenshot of this. We are going to use this terms to solve SAT word problems, especially linear and exponential. Okay, so understand this and you will get to know how we can solve linear and exponential. So basically the idea is linear, constant addition or subtraction, and exponential is multiplication or division. That's how the growth or decay happening in terms of exponential. Hope it is clear. Now let's go back to our question. So in this question, first question, all of you read, right? So here if you read, they have told gain means it is increasing. Straight away I can eliminate B and D option because B and D options are telling it is decreasing. Correct. So they said that initially it weighed 62 pounds at birth. The calf is expected to gain 2 pounds every day for the first 2 years of its life. For this time period, which of the following types of function best models the weight of the calf as a function of time? So either it has to be exponential or it has to be linear now because it is increasing, gaining. So if you observe, it is adding, like, constant term is adding. If it is constant term adding or subtracting, it is going to be a linear, not the exponential. That is why C cancelled, A is going to be your answer. Similarly, in the second question, if you observe, just you have to observe what multiplication is there or addition is there or subtraction is there or division is there. That is what the thing you need to observe. Okay. The half of life of a radioactive isotope iodine 131 is approximately 8 days, which means that at the end of each 8-day time interval, only half of the mass. So here it is half of the mass. It is defining in terms of what? The growth or decay. It is defining in terms of what? It is defining in terms of multiplication or division, correct? So obviously it is not going to be a linear equation. Now, is it increasing or it is decreasing? In the question, it is saying it is increasing or decreasing. Type in quickly. It is, which means that at the end of each 8-day time interval, only half of the mass of the isotope was present at the beginning of the time interval remains. Remains is always talking about decreasing thing. So C cancelled, D is going to be your answer. Okay, so that is how you are going to recognize your linear and exponential question. Hope it is clear. Now let's see some other type of question which are frequently asked in SAT. These two questions just to understand the basics. Okay, so hope all of you taken this screenshot, because these two are very important. We are not going to deal with these two equations now. Okay, first let's start with some linear questions. Then I will take you to the exponential question. So here is one question. This question I have taken from one of the college board test only. Okay, so I will give you 30 seconds, let's say 30 seconds of time. I want everyone to answer and post it in the chat box. While replying, please reply to host and panelists. It is a linear function and it is in the form of y is equal to mx plus p. I'm giving you the hint here. So here onwards, it's your job to find out. Vaibhav got the answer already. Okay, Vaibhav, let me just check it. Vaibhav, you got it wrong. So check it again. A small mistake you have done. Mohammed, you also got it wrong. Sanskriti, you got it right. It is in the place of m. M means slope or m means changing amount. That's what we have understood in a word problem. M means changing. I'm sorry, changing amount. Mayank wrong. Dakshin no. Hemashri, you also got it wrong. Mayank, please check a small mistake you have done. Even Hemashri, same. Yes, Mohammed, you are right. M is multiplied, that 0.025 is multiplied with some other variable, right? We have to consider both when you are choosing the option. Yes, Utkarsh. Others, please try to answer. It's very simple. In the place of M, you have 0.025, and the question is asking what is 0.025 is representing in the model. It is the changing amount. Now you have to take the option which represent the changing amount with respect to whatever it is. Okay, let me announce the answer. Yes, Mayank, you got it right now. So the right answer here is D. Okay, why D? Let me tell you. Yes, Hema, it is correct. See, the F, whenever the equation given, first always understand what is f of t is, what is t is, what is 10.3, what is 0.025 before you go to the options quickly. Okay, so if I read the question, the function f models the length of f of t in micrometers. So f of t is what? It is the length in micrometer of a yeast cell for a certain strain t minutes after completing cell division. So it's basically a length in micrometers. Okay, so where t is the time in minutes. Okay, that is what I got to know. And from this, whatever we have learned, this is the initial amount and this is the changing amount. So here 10 point, whatever 10 point, what is that? 10.3. So 10.3 is initial amount. Now I have to find out what is 0.025 represent. First option, the predicted length in micrometers of a yeast cell before cell division starts. No, it is not going to be a predicted length. right? It is some changing amount, means it is a rate. Changing amount is nothing but a rate. It is representing a rate. So second one is also talking about predicted length. No, it is not a predicted length. The third one is talking about the increase in predicted length. So this is talking about rate. Okay, this might be the answer, but let me read it completely. The increase in predicted length in micrometers of a yeast cell every 10.3 minutes after completing the cell division. No, 10.3 is the initial, initial length. 10.3 is not the time. It was a length. So C is not the correct answer. Then left with only D. So D has to be my answer. So D is also talking about increase in predicted length, means it is also talking about rate in micrometer of a yeast cell each minute after completing cell division. If you observe in the question, it is multiplied with T. So the rate is changing with time. That is what D option is talking about. So that's how you have to understand. Okay. So please understand initial and changing. That is going to give more clarity. Because of that only I eliminated here, because I knew 10.3 was the initial amount, not any time or something. Okay. And M is the changing amount, or in short, in simple words, you can remember as rate. Hope it is clear to everyone. And these type of questions are coming like 2 to 3 questions per question paper. So it's extremely important topic. Next question. Try this one, everyone. Again, I'll give you 30 seconds. This time they're asking the equation itself. Remember your y is equal to mx plus b form, where m is the slope, b is y-intercept, or it is a changing amount, initial amount. Sanskriti answered. Very good, Sanskriti. Got it right. Dakshin, you got it right. Utkarsh, correct. Utkarsh replied to me, host and panelist. Mayank, very good, correct. Others, so I think you have to find out the changing amount here. See how much it is changing from 2000 to 2013. That's what is going to give you the answer. Yes, Mohammed, you're right. Okay, time up. So let me announce the answer. Before we calculate, can we eliminate any options? Since I see, assuming that the oil and gas production decreased, so based on this word, I feel decreased at a constant rate. Rate is decreasing. So can I eliminate? Yes, very good, Mayank. A and B options can be eliminated. Your slope is going to be negative slope. So A and B doesn't have a negative slope, so eliminated. Now between C and D, if you observe 4 million barrels in 2000, 1.9 billions in million in 2023. What is the change happened? 4 minus 1.9 from 2000 to 2013. How many years? 2000 minus 2013. So 4 minus 1.9 is how much? It is going to be 2.1 divided by 13 years, which is minus 13, because 2000 minus 2013. So 21 by 130. So the change is 21 by 130, which is only C, cancel D. Okay. And starting, the initial amount was 4. In all the option, it was 4. So that's why I did not start with that. I went with the M value here. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Next question. Again, 30 seconds. Yes, Sanskriti, correct. Guys, remember y is equal to mx plus b. The question is asking what is b? What is b? Mohammed, you're right. Utkarsh, check it. B represents initial amount. So I'm giving the clue. No, Mayank, you also got it wrong. Initial amount. A. B is representing initial amount. Dakshin, correct. Mayank and Utkarsh, check it now. Preet, correct. Hema, correct. Yes, Mayank, now you're correct. Okay, so here, if you observe, the equation is in this form. So I can rewrite the equation as 30x plus 800. So what is 800 here? The initial amount. According to the context in the question, it is going to be his base salary, starting, I mean, the initial salary. So if he works extra, means more than 40, then it is going to calculated at the rate of 30 into x, correct? So 800 is his base salary. So which option is saying it is base salary? That is going to be your answer. If I look at the first option, Raman's base weekly salary in dollars. Of course, this has to be my answer. I don't have to read BCD. Correct? Neeraj, please type in the chat box. You raised your hand. If you have any doubt, please type in the chat box. Hope it is clear to everyone. So that's why I was, telling B is what? B is initial amount. So 800 sits at B. So it means 800 is also some initial amount. So you need to look for initial amount in the options. Okay. Yes. Okay, before we go to the next one, with this linear equation is done. Now let's do the exponential. Okay, that is also very common. One linear, one exponential. For sure, they are going to ask, since they're asking 2 to 3 questions. So I would like to call Ume at this point. Ume, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Ume. Yeah, go ahead.
So guys, we'll go back to your questions once I interrupt the class for like literally just a minute. So moving on to the next slide. So basically, now you've gotten a glimpse of like, the quality we are providing and how we are helping you through the concept. So let me take you through why you should choose our SCT Plus program and how it can help you further. So to begin with, we have 40 plus hours of in-class training, and these classes are going to be live. They're going to be specifically curated for you. And these are not just recordings. So you get to interact with our faculty members whenever you need to in the class, like, right now in the masterclasses as well, with 10,000 plus practice questions that are going to be with you all the time. So what better way to prepare for your SCTs and actually start preparing by, actually taking up the questions from SCT, and we have 10,000 of them, right? With one-on-one doubt solving. So, as you keep, going further with your syllabus and keep solving questions, there's a lot of doubt that pop up in your head. It can be as trivial as just asking, how do we do this multiplication, or a very complicated route of trigonometry in, in your SCT plus syllabus. So basically, our faculty is going to be there for one-on-one doubt solving whenever you need them. You can just call them up and ask them, ma'am, this is a doubt. What am I supposed to do about it? Moving on to the next slide on what we provide is personalized revision sessions. This is something we are very happy to do for our children. is that our faculty take up revision sessions before they go on to give their attempt. So we sit with you, we revise the entire syllabus, we brush up on every concept you need to brush up on before you actually enter that examination hall, so that you're very well equipped and it's fresh in your mind, with live personalized learning and experienced faculty. So this is a point that I already mentioned, is that our classes are live, it's personalized learning. What this basically means is that the content that we teach, first of all, covers the entire syllabus of SET, and this is the kind of content and the way we teach is not going to be found anywhere else in the market, even if you look for it, with experienced faculty, right? So our faculty members have more than a decade of teaching, more than a decade of experience in teaching SETs, and who better to guide you than them? Coming on to the next slide, with 30 plus mock tests and detailed feedback by our faculty members. So not one, not two, not three, but 30 plus mock tests are going to be available to you. Full length mock tests that you can solve before your attempt. So you're very well prepared. There's no chance of error in your actual attempt. And we're going to have detailed feedback on them. So our faculty is going to track your progress. They're going to help you tell where your weaknesses lie, where your strengths lie, how to further improve on your weaknesses and what you could do better, with lifetime access to recording of all the classes. So like I mentioned, our classes are going to be live, but then we also record our classes for future use of our students. So you're going to have lifetime access to them. So let's say that you give, the May attempt, or if you're giving the August attempt, and then you're also reapplying for the October attempt, you can always come back to these classes. You can always brush up your concepts through these videos. And having said everything that we provide, let's move on to the batch details. Yes, so we have an SET Plus full course. There's a lot much that goes on into this than the points that I've mentioned. And we have two kinds of batches. First is the weekday batch, which is starting today, 6th of May, and it's going to be for 5 weeks. So I advise you all to register right now, giving your names in the chat box. The weekday batch is from Monday to Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. And then we have the weekend batch, which is for 8 weeks, which start on 14th of May, which is less than 10 days from now. It's going to be on Saturdays from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and on Sundays in the morning from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So guys, I advise you all to register right now if you all want all of what we are here to provide. And if the masterclasses have convinced you of the quality that we're providing, I'm pretty sure, Sangeeta ma'am has been taking you through all these SET questions that you must be learning, right? It must be really helpful. So having said all of that, there is a poll that is just launched. It's literally going to take just like 0.3 seconds of your time to click in on any of the answers that are, given in the poll. If you could just, click on the choices. And also guys, if any one of you is actually interested in registering for our course sincerely and want to make sure that their career is very well secured, please give in your names in the chat box so that my team can contact you further and we can get you registered for the classes. I've also typed down the contact details of our team members as well as the email ID. So if you are willing to register with us, you can directly call us or give me your names right now so that my team can, take it further with you. And Neeraj, you've raised your hand. Is there a question that you would like to ask, or is there something that you would like to say, Neeraj? Because your hand is raised. All right. So guys, I'm seeing the answer of the poll, but there's still some of you left. There are like 5 of you left to give the poll answers. Just going to take like 1 second and we'll move to the questions again. So
guys, please complete it as soon as possible. We'll go back to questions. I know all of you are waiting. Quickly finish it up. It's just the feedback and it is going to help us a lot, guys. So to serve you better, that is the reason we are taking this feedback. Hope it, all of you are going to give.
All right, 5 seconds more and then I'll let you get back to your classes.
Yeah.
All right, ma'am, I think we can continue. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, May. Okay, let's start again with the exponential. So whenever we are learning exponential, so they define the growth or decay in 2 terms. One is in terms of percentage, another one in terms of multiplier. If it is in terms of percentage, you remember I told you a into b to the power of x. So you see it is in the same format. Okay. So what is y? Y is final value. A is the initial value. And if the growth or decay is represented in terms of percentage, then it is going to be 1 plus or minus that percentage value raised to number of changes. Similarly, if the growth or decay in terms of multiplier, it is going to be final value into initial, the multiplier, whatever. Multiplier means sometimes they say 2 times, 3 times. So that multiplier number you are going to write, and as usual, number of changes. That's how you are going to calculate the growth or decay in terms of exponential equation or exponential function. Okay. Now let us see some question you will understand. So please take a screenshot of this. For percentage, this is the formula, and for the multiplier, this is going to be the in the rate is going to change. That's all. Okay, here is one simple question I have taken. Can you all try this question? I'll give you 30 seconds. This is one of the college board test question. Yes, what is the answer? Mohammed, check it again. A simple mistake you have done. Yes, Mohammed, but you should tell me why the second answer is correct. Type in quickly. Mayank, you also made the same mistake. Sanskriti, you are correct. Daksh, you are correct. Dakshin, you are correct. Utkarsh, no. Mayank, check a simple mistake you have done. Utkarsh, identify whether the given equation are going to be a linear or exponential. So that will give you an idea. Hemashri, you also made the same mistake, small mistake. Just check it again. Utkarsh, again a mistake you have done. Read it carefully, what each number represent, what 20 represent, what is that 30 represent, what is that 5,000 represent. Carefully observing is what required. That is one of the skills which they test in SAT, observation skill. Okay, Mohammed, you have answered. Good. Yes, Mohammed. So we have to go for the remaining. Okay. Okay. So let me announce the answer. Before that, hope all of you read this question. No. So is it an exponential question? I'm sorry. Is it an exponential question or linear question? First, decide that. What do you guys say? Is it an exponential question or linear based question? Exponential question. So if I know it is an exponential question, how I know it is an exponential question? Because they said that the machine starts large job and copies at a constant rate. After 20 minutes, it has used 30% of the paper. The growth or decay, if it is in terms of percentage or if it is in terms of multiplication, division, it is going to be exponential, correct? So in that case, can I eliminate A and B option, which are linear? These two are linear equation, no? So these are not exponential. These are linear equations. So eliminated. Now among C and D is going to be my answer. Now you will have to be very careful. So P is equal to initial number of papers were 5,000. After 20 minutes, it has used 30%. Means what is left? 0.7. 70% is what left. Okay. So that is why C gone and D will be, because only difference between C and D is 0.3 and 0.7. 0.3 is done. What is remaining is 0.7. Okay, so that's why D is going to be my answer. Hope it is clear. Whoever given me C as the answer, that is the difference. Always remaining is going to be in middle. I mean in the rate. Okay. Or at what rate every time it is decreasing. Of every 20 minutes it is decreasing at this rate, that either that number is going to be here or the remaining, whatever they say, the remaining will be there. Rate or remaining will be there inside the bracket. So please understand that. Hope it is clear to everyone. Let's see one more question. Yes, again 30 seconds. So understand this Q quarter. Dakshin, a simple mistake you have done. Check it. Dakshin, in the power, it is the mistake. Okay, so check that out. Mayank, no, Mayank, you made a major mistake this time. Check it out. That is completely wrong. Samskriti, correct. Muhammad, you are wrong. Utkarsh, you are wrong. Preet, it is correct. Dakshin, you are right now. But Dakshin, tell me why. I know you had a confusion between A and those two options. But why this answer, not that answer? Muhammad, you are right now. Others, try to answer. Hemashri, no Hemashri. Hemashri, only change is happening is the time. Correct? So check it out. That is the clue. Utkarsh, correct. Only change happening in the given equation is the time. They are not saying anything else to change. Okay. Yes, Dakshin, correct. Reason correct. Hemashri, now it is correct. Okay, let me announce the answer. The right answer for this question is A. Why it is A? Let me explain quickly. This is the equation given. Okay, so the equation above models the number of members M of a gym T years after the gym opens. Of the following, which equation models the number of members of the gym Q quarter years after the gym opens? So Q quarter year means in 1 year, how many quarter years we will have? In 1 year, how many quarter years we will have? Type in. Quarter means 3 months. So in 1 year, if I divide 3 months, how many I can divide? Mohammed, no, there are 4 quarter years, right? 3 months, 3 months. So 3 fours are 12. So there are 4 quarter year in one year. Okay. So now this Q is equal to 4 times of T. It is nothing but T is equal to Q by 4. The change, nothing else changed. So straight away I can eliminate C and D. They are not talking about change in the rate. They are not talking about the initial number of members. They are just talking about the time. So T years has become Q quarter years. How do you represent Q quarter years? So Q quarter years can be represented by using Q by 4 because in 1 year, 4 quarter years. So Q can be represented as 4 times of T, where T represent 1 year. Correct? So that is the reason A is going to be the answer. B is not. B is multiplied with Q, which is not correct. It is talking about 4 quarter years. That's all. Not in terms of per year, 4 quarter years. Okay. Next, one more question. This is T by 30. Okay, this is T by 30. What is 10 representing? Recall the formula. Sanskriti given the answer. Yes, Sanskriti, very good. Guys, recall the formula. That exponential formula we discussed, Dakshin, correct. Mohammed, correct. Utkarsh, check your answer. What 10 represents? So remember the formula, y is equal to a into b power x, or final value is equal to initial value into a rate raised to number of changes. So what 10 is there in which place here? 10 is in initial place, right? So it has to be initial of something. So according to the context, so what is initial, and find out the initial value which is representing in the option. Which option is talking about initial here, guys? I think I see only one option which is talking about initial, right? So straight away I can eliminate B, C, D. A is going to be my answer because 10 is the initial. If you observe, A of t is equal to 10 into 1 by 2 raised to t power 30, where 1 by 2 is the rate and 10 is the initial value and t by 30 is number of changes. So it is talking about initial mass. Okay. Knowing the format of exponential is going to be very helpful. Please remember that. Okay. Next, one more question. This is quite similar to the previous one. And all these questions are from College Board test, and some of them are from College Board release tests. Dakshin, you're right. Mohammed, you're right. Sanskriti, you're right. Others, Utkarsh, Mayank, Hema, Preet, you're right. I want everyone to answer. Okay. Pushpak, Anil. Mayank, you're right. Preet, you're right. Utkarsh, you got it wrong. Yes, someone raised hand. Please type it in the chat box. I would like to know your doubts. Okay, so here also, if you observe the same thing, final value is equal to initial value into rate raised to number of changes, correct? So what we want to find out, 5.77, it is in the place of what? 5.77 is in the place of initial value, right, Utkarsh? So it means here again, it is the initial number. So if you observe, it is going to, the function is going to give you the estimate of the number of forms in millions in the US, where N is from 0 to 72 and N is the number of years after 1940. It means the, on 1940, how many, number of forms are there, that is going to define the initial value, right? Which of the following is best interpretation of the number 5.77 in the context? So 5.77 is going to talk about initial number of forms. Initial number of forms means he started at 1940. So the number of forms at 1940 is what it is going to represent. So which option is talking about that? That is going to be your answer. If I observe the estimated number of forms in millions in 1940, yes, of course, this has to be your answer. So you can straight away cancel BC. Okay. So these are the kind of question you can expect under exponential and linear word problems. And as I said earlier, it is very, very important. Minimum 2 to 3 questions. Minimum I'm talking about 2 to 3 questions you will be getting. One linear, one exponential will be there for sure. If you look at the question, it looks difficult, but it is not that difficult if you understand the basics of that. Okay, now though it is very easy, right? So once you know the basics, it is very easy to identify each term in the given equation. Okay, so hope it is clear to everyone. One of the very important topics, please practice on this. Pick questions from old question paper or any other practice papers if you have. So pick question and please practice this so that you can remember this. Okay, so hope it is clear. Any doubts you guys have? and hope it was helpful. The information whatever we have discussed today, it was helpful, and I would like to call Ume here to discuss further. Ume, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So guys, how was the session? Did you all enjoy? Did you all learn something new today that you haven't been, taught in school, or like a different way of using the same thing that you've been taught? Let us know in the polls as well as in the chat box. Was it informative? Was it helpful? Sanskriti masterclasses we host every week, but then our SCT Plus programs have a particular duration, and in our SCT Plus programs we actually start with like the basics. So like right now you must have been seeing that ma'am is just like discussing concepts and the questions, but in our SCT Plus courses we first start with the basic concepts, move on to the the major concepts, get through everything, and like take up the questions simultaneously. So it clearly helps you with all the syllabus. This is just like a glimpse of it. So yeah, let us know in the poll, guys, how was it today for you all, and we can move to the next slide. So this is something that we're very proud of providing to our students because it's really helpful. And at LEAP, we also provide UG counseling apart from preparing them for ICTs and for other entrance exams. So why is counseling important? Let's just start with that. So in my opinion, I feel like you are at a point in your life when you might have been confused about what field to pursue, or like what college that you should take up in your future, or where are you seeing yourself in like about 5 years, or like in your career ahead. So basically the best person to guide you to your destination, if you already know the destination but sometimes you don't know the path towards it, the best person to guide it is someone who's already walked down that path. So, we have a panel of counselors. We'll get to that. But first, I want to tell you what we actually help with in our counseling sessions. So first thing is profile building, to stand out from the crowd. This is so important that I cannot stress on this enough, everyone. So college admissions are highly competitive in today's generation. And, your scores are only like 50% part of your profile. Your SET scores, your examinations, your school scores, all of that is going to take up only 50%. But the next 50% lies with your extracurriculars. What I mean with extracurriculars is that, what have you done to improve your leadership skills? What have you done to improve your personality, volunteering work, sports, internships, other courses rather than academics? So, profile building at LEAP, we help you get internships. We also help you get, courses that, you might want to take up that help build your profile. We also help, you with extracurriculars, with like certificated courses and stuff. So that actually helps build your profile further. Coming next to college shortlisting, which is best suited for you. So this is so important, right? To prioritize which college you want to send your applications to. There are like, hundreds of universities in the world. How do you pick your best college and your best choice? So, college shortlisting is something that our counselors sit and do it with you so that, they help you better. And they have like in-depth detail of every college and what that university is best for. Coming back to SOP, LORs, and essays. This is so important. For those of you all who don't know SOPs, they're basically essays about your personality that you'll have to submit to colleges before your application. And we give you access to SOPs that are written by Ivy League advisors and Ivy League alumni, and essays that are edited by our counselors. And most of our counselors belong to Ivy League colleges. And for those of you all who don't know Ivy Leagues are the best colleges that have existed for a long, long time on this planet. Coming to advisory on scholarships and financial guidance. So, of course, abroad education can be a little expensive, right? It can be a little burdening in terms of finance. So at LEAP, we also get you scholarships if you need them. And we also help you with financial guidance. We help you with bank loans. We help you with accommodations. We help you with remittance. So all of this is basically, you must not know a lot about this in detail, but your parents will. So, your parents would like to, make sure that financial guidance is needed for a child, specifically if you're going abroad. And the last point is visa assistance. So basically, visa documentation and mock interview is something that we do. So obviously, for everyone who's planning for US, UK, or Canada for universities, you have to go through a visa process and you have to go through a visa interview, which is not that easy to clear. So we help you with visa mock interviews, and we also help you with the procedure of visa documentation. And we make sure that you don't have to go around and like, you know, hustle yourself towards it, we can help you further with it as well. So having said that, moving on to the next slide. So I've been talking about, you know, our counselors, and we have a panel of them, but one of them is Aryan. She is an alumni of Harvard herself. And for those of you all who don't know, I'm pretty sure you know Harvard. Harvard is the best college in the world. It stands on the 3rd position in global rankings. It's an Ivy League college. And she's also an alumni of Georgetown University. So she's graduated from Harvard and Georgetown is one of the top 10 universities in the world. She's also a board member of Harvard Alumni Entrepreneurs. And Aryan is one of our counselors that sit on our panel. And coming to the next slide. So more mentors, right? There are panel of mentors. So our mentors have been graduated from Stanford University. Stanford ranks 2nd in global rankings around the world. From Princeton, from Brown, from Yale, all 3 of them are Ivy League colleges. Our mentors are from Purdue and University of California. And all these are top 10 universities in the world. You can search it up from the website if you know, you have any doubt about it. And coming to the next slide. So enough about, you know, who we are at LEAP and what we provide. But let's talk about where our students have been admitted, right? That is what speaks for our success and quality. So our students who our faculty has been teaching have been admitted into Yale, into Cornell, into UC Davis, into Berkeley, all Ivy League colleges, into Wharton, Northwestern University, Emory, University of Illinois, UC San Diego, University of Southern California, New York University, University of Michigan. All of these colleges that are listed down on your screen are the top 20 colleges in the world. So you understand your dream of getting into the top ranked colleges in the world is not impossible. Or if it's something that you're scared of or that makes you afraid, you don't have to be, because our students are already there. Our faculty and our counselors have been helping them get there, and they already reached. So we can help you do that, and we can guarantee that we help you do that with our quality and with what we provide. And having said that, if there's anyone who would like to register for counseling courses, I'll get back to the pricing and stuff, but you all can just type in your names in the chat box. Arnav, if you could just move to the previous slide just for a second.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 3 mentorship programs. First is the IB advising program, specifically for those students who are looking into getting into Ivy League colleges and who want to be advised by undergraduates or by graduates from Ivy League. Then you can take up this program. Then we have a global advising program. Whatever I just said, all of that entails in all of these 3 programs. And the third one is the elite advising program. If you're interested in any of these 3 programs, or if you're interested in our SET Plus course, you can type your name in the chat box right now so that our team can contact you further with the registration details. And yeah, having said that, I think I sum up the counseling program, and I think I'll let Sangeeta ma'am take over for the surprise.
Yeah, before we move on to surprise, I would like to add one point to me. It looks like complete package, no? So once they enroll here, it's like the test prep is also taken care, and the college admission process, whatever process comes after test prep. So everything you guys will get here at Leap Scholar. It's like end-to-end service you get, right?
Yeah. Wonderful solution.
Yeah. So that's very helpful, guys, because going around for different purpose for different people, where right, people how here at Leap Scholar committed for the quality. We are committed for the quality, and we want to give the best to the students. So if everything is available at one point, so I think it's going to be the best option for you guys. No, don't have to worry about other things once you come to Leap Scholar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with surprise. Today I have taken one of the very common question asked to especially math faculty, that is about calculator policy. Usually students pick up this question just one day before the exam. Since today I'm getting this question, I thought, why don't I introduce or talk about this in today's masterclass. So in SAT Maths, we have one section where you can carry the calculator, and they don't allow to use a calculator if you're, by mistake you are using for the other section, then your score will be cancelled. It is that serious. Okay, you have to be very serious about using the calculator. Now, what are the things you need to know about calculator or bringing the calculator? What type of calculator you have to get? So first, always bring your own calculator, because you can't share one. Okay, you can only use your calculator on the portion of the test labeled math test calculator. You may not use a calculator while working on the math test. No calculator portions or during the reading and writing, even English sections, you are not supposed to use. If you are doing so, then they are going to cancel your scores. Okay, so please be careful. Use only when it is calculator section. Okay, and coming to the next points. So what are the important tips you need? I want to give here is, don't take brand new calculator to the test center. Always carry the one which you already working it, right? So what happens sometimes, taking new calculator, you don't know how it works, or it might not work during the test time, right? So you should not get panic because of this reason. So that's why please check the calculator batteries and everything, whether it's working fine, and bring the one which you're already using it. Okay, so that is one thing. And one more thing, it's like a suggestion in a math calculator section. It doesn't mean that you have to use calculator for each and every question. Only pick up the calculator when it is necessary. Otherwise, it is going to take your time. So putting the numbers, calculating, it is going to take time. So whenever it is possible, do it manually. For that, you have to be number savvy. Means when you are practicing, you have to be very good. You have to make lot of practice. Then only you will become a number savvy, right? So another tip what I can give is, to avoid the calculator usage, you can approximate. For example, let's say you have a 1200 by 2018. So that you can write it as 1200 by 2000. So approximate and get the answer. So for that, you don't have to pick up the calculator. Okay, so that is one scenario where you can avoid picking up the calculator. So it may help to do scratch work in the test book and get your thoughts down before using calculator. Yeah, that's what we have discussed now. So using, mentally calculating is always better. I mean, writing on the scratch paper, mentally means writing on the scratch paper is always better than pick up, taking the calculator for each and every step. Okay, make sure your calculator is in good working condition and the batteries are fresh. The test center won't have any batteries. They don't provide any batteries, or they don't provide extra calculator also. If your calculator fails during the testing and you have no backup, you will have to complete the test without calculator. Okay, so please be careful about it. And what type of calculator you can carry. So what are the accepted calculator? Most graphing calculators are accepted, and all your scientific calculators also allowed. Okay, and 4-function, that is basic, where maximum square root you can do, that is also allowed. But we don't recommend usually 4-function calculator. Better to carry scientific calculator. I hope most of you are familiar with scientific calculator these days, right? Now let's talk about prohibited one. So anything which is with the audio and video, whether it is recording or playing, so are not allowed. Basically your laptop or other computer, smartwatch, so all these are not allowed during the test center. In the test center, mobile phones, wearable technology, anything which are recording audio, video, no, it is not completely, strictly it is no. Okay, somehow if you carry inside the test center and later invigilator comes to know, then you will be in a trouble. Okay, they might cancel your score also. So models that have computer style QWERTY keypad, pen input, stylus, no, again that is not allowed. Models that use electrical outlets, make noise, or have a paper tape, so all that are prohibited. In addition, the use of hardware peripherals such as a stylus with approved calculator. So there are some approved calculator, but if you have a stylus with that, then also it is not permitted. Some models with touchscreen capability are not permitted. So careful, it is just a normal scientific calculator or graphing calculator, or your 4-function calculator is what allowed. Okay, so these things matters, we ignore it usually, but careful. Check these. You can take a screenshot of all this, keep it with you. So before going to the exam, please go through all this information, and then you are good to go. Okay, so these are the things you need to know about calculator, and all these points I have taken from College Board website only. So you can trust all these information which is given by College Board itself. Okay, so yes, now it's the question and answer session. So if you guys have any question regarding any question regarding preparation, SAT preparation, or regarding SAT math, you can let us know. So we'd love to help answer here in the chat box.
Absolutely. Guys, there are any questions that you have regarding, even regarding universities and stuff, you can ask. Or if you want to give in your names to register for our courses or our counseling, you can also do that. Otherwise, we can end the session here. I'll give you all like 10 to 20 seconds to type in your questions. If not, then we can end the session. And hope you all enjoyed today's session and learned new things.
Okay.
Since there are no further questions, we'd like to end the session here. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Okay, Sanskriti, at what level extracurriculars are needed? Sanskriti, literally 50% of your profile has to be extracurriculars. You know, everyone in academics, you know, there is so much competition in today's generation that almost everyone can score above 95%. Most of the people can score good at SAT as well. So basically what they're looking for is someone who's not just academically doing well, but someone who's an all-rounder, someone who can, you know, do more than just academics. So yeah, if you're asking what level extracurriculars are needed, to a much greater extent than your academics, because that helps them see that you're not just good at academics, but also good at practical stuff, also good at leadership, also good at, you know, other things that are not part of your syllabus or part of your school. So yeah. Mohammed, LEAP does not offer extracurriculars, but we can help you get those extracurriculars. We can help you get registered to certified courses that you want to take up, or we can help you with volunteering work. We can also help you get internships and enlist you over there if that's what you wish to do. So yeah, LEAP can help you with extracurriculars. You would love to. So Mohammed, should I take down your name for one of our courses or like for counseling? You know what? I'll take down your name. Even I'll mention the contact details down. You can talk to our team about it. Let's see if, you know, it's still something that you want to take up to. Is that all right, Mohammed? Let me know. Since you're saying you'd love to. And we'd love to help you through it as well. So yeah. But guys, please, this is one advice from all of our side is, you know, okay, so we've been in this department, we've been in education sector helping students through all of this procedure since a long time. So we do understand how important academics and extracurriculars are. And we do understand what exactly the universities are looking forward to, right? So many of our students have, you know, registered throughout these years. So yeah, we also have in-depth knowledge of what the university looks for in a child and how to get your admissions actually done. So yeah. Anyone else who has any other question? Okay, since you all don't have a question, we'd like to end the session here. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Hope you had fun. Please keep taking care of yourselves. Keep doing well, and all the very best, and have an amazing evening ahead. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m.